So, Steve,
Yes.
how'd you do at the Peck Ranch? How many elk did you see?
I saw 0 elk and I got skunked.
Join Steve and I as we go out and capture images of the Ozarks and sometimes teach you a little about photography.
Good mid-morning.
Yeah, 9:30, something like that.
Yeah, Steve and I was on our way to Peck Ranch, but we ran into this hoarfrost, and we're trying to find a picture. We've been driving probably a couple hours trying to find a picture. We finally just pulled off this road, and we're going to try to take some. It's cold. It's like 27 degrees, but the wind is blowing, so the wind chill factor is pretty high. Have you found a composition?
Every time I think I have found one, I notice that there's a telephone pole, telephone line, road, something like that in the way. And so the good stuff is over there, but telephone pole.
Yeah.
Nice big evergreen tree in front of us.
You probably see the frost right here in front of us and everything. There's a road here, but there's a telephone line going right down the center. I'm going to grab my camera. You're just shooting journalistic, and probably a good idea. Most of today, if we make it down to Peck's Ranch, is going to be journalistic. The whole idea for this trip was Steve's going to use the big lens, my big lens. Why are you wanting to learn how to use the big lens?
My father and I are going to Yellowstone National Park in January, which I hear is a really balmy, warm time of the year.
Yeah, right.
So we're going on a few trips within the park, and if I get a chance, take some pictures of wildlife or geysers or whatever is happening there. So,
and I've got a 200 to 500 I'm going to let him take with him, so I want to get him, I'm going to leave it with him so he can play with it at home and stuff. But we're going down to Peck's Ranch, and there's supposed to be elk down there. Hopefully we'll see an elk. It's an overcast day, so it might make for good environmental elk pictures. I'm not sure. But this frost, it's beautiful, but we just can't find a composition, and that happens.
The one I'm seeing now is going to be nothing but a close-up of the leaves right there.
I'm going to show you what he's looking at right there. Now the wind is blowing, so he's going to have to use fast shutter speed.
Yeah.
Okay, if we get some pictures, I'll add them to the video. If not, then I won't. But I'm going to get my camera out. Steve walked down the road to see what he could find. It is a frosty morning here. I've got my poofy jacket on. Now, when we first drove through here, like I said, we've been looking for a composition for 2 hours, and we struggled. We just couldn't find nothing. There's a lot of what do I want to say, a lot of older houses around here, or power lines that always got in the way. It is beautiful, just can't find the composition. Okay, we're going to go on down to Peck's Ranch and see what we can find. So Steve and I are out here by Echo Bluff, and I've never seen the horses. And we came up the road, and there's 4 horses standing out. We switched the lens. Steve has got the big gun on now. That's my 200 to 500, and that's the whole reason we're out today. Is I want him. He's going to go home with this lens. I want him to learn how to use this lens, even if he just does it around the house there, takes pictures of his dogs.
Step 1, I'm going to have to do some curls, dumbbell curls. This thing's heavy, but not as heavy as R2-D2.
R2-D2 is an old 300 2.8, and it's a heavy lens. But we're coming up to where the horses are, and there's horse poop on the road here, so. Now he is shooting auto ISO. We picked a shutter speed of about 1200 at 5.6. That's the fastest this lens will go.
What I've noticed is, because I was putting the box on the ear, is I'm kind of drifting down in my...
Not bad. Well, it looks pretty sharp.
The focus was catching on the...
Can you zoom in on it? Yeah. We're going to get out and see what we can do.
I'm waiting for him to look up. Actually, it's not that I want to be closer. It's just that we got to shoot between branches and grasses. And
Yeah, there's a lot of grass out here. There's the road we just drove down. Don't know if we're ever going to make it to Peck Ranch. That one down there, the mane is so matted that it covers one eye. I see some black and white images.
got into this little group. I imagine some sort of defensive position.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they've got our eyes on us now.
Well, Steve and I are driving through Peck Ranch, and we have yet to see any wildlife. The temperature outside is now at 32, and it's still overcast, but nothing going on here at Peck Ranch.
We have seen lots of frost flowers.
But we can't get out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
We've both been here before. I've seen elk here. You saw elk here.
Yep.
And the Ozark Trail goes through here. And today may not be our day. We haven't seen anything.
No, I think the problem is that we brought some elk repellent with us. And it looks a lot like this.
Uh-huh.
This is why the elk aren't coming around.
That's right. We're on the main part of the elk viewing, which is the bottom. There's all these side trails that go up, but this is where the elk are supposed to hang out. Skunk. We'll get a picture of a skunk. He's real small way out there.
You'll know you're close enough when you smell him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's a pretty one.
All right, got a few of a skunk. Now I'm just waiting for him to turn his head or lift his tail.
If he lifts his tail, I'm gunning it.
I saw 0 elk and I got skunked. So yeah, hopefully the skunk photos turn out.
Well, that's all we saw was a skunk, but we're driving out and Steve saw some frost flowers, and down here in this bottom over here was quite a few of them. That one back there is kind of big. It just looks like a piece of trash in the ditch.
Yeah, we'll see what we can get. Sometimes they look cool, sometimes not so much, but apparently only a couple particular kinds of grass will form the frost flowers. And when I do it once per year, I'm pretty sure it's done till next year. So
it's not something you see every day, so we're going to try to get some pictures.
But no, Mike and I talk about exposure to the right a lot. And for those people who don't know, it's like trying to get your histogram. It's got bell curve on it. And you're trying to push your bell curve to the right so it touches the line but not go over it. Here's another way I look at it. When I was in college, we learned how to meter by metering for the shadows. So our black and white photography would turn out okay. And I think, if I'm right, Mike, he can shake his head yes or no. With exposure to the right, we're metering for the brightness. Which is like the opposite. Anyway, it makes life a lot easier to edit when you expose to the right. And what I did this time is I used my ISO to expose to the right. So I preset the shutter speed, which had to be twice this number here, so over 600. And I got my depth of field, so I set it to as low as it'll go, so it'd be kind of narrow. And I said, all right, with those things known, let's keep moving the ISO until we get exposed to the right. And I took a photo, and I think I got something.
Here's what we see, these little frost flowers, and they got lots of texture to them, so exposure to the right's going to help them quite a bit. So there's the big one, frost flower. I told Steve it kind of looks like a Walmart trash bag laying there.
Yeah, I enjoy these just the shapes and everything.
Uh-huh.
So fill the frame. Doing the exposure to the right.
Using ISO, right?
Using ISO. Then I kind of forget I have this thing.
I did too when I first had it.
Just so used to doing it old school way, standing on your head and twisting your arm all sorts of ways to make it work.
Yep.
Is right there. All right, I got enough to play with. I didn't think I'd get any frost flowers this year, so
We got some.
I'm thrilled.
We're in a nice stand of pine trees here. I mean, some big ones. Yep, we're going to start heading home, but we got a ways to get home. It's about a 2-hour drive home. It's a pretty area down here. Steve was saying it right. He said when we're down around the Eminence area, this is the heart of the Ozarks here in Missouri.